Hello and welcome back to Shulchan HaRav. We continue in Hilchos and Netilas Yadaim, Baruch Hashem, with a new Siman. We are starting Siman Kuf Samach Dalet 164. The halachas sheyach lehistais al natil. The halachas regarding making conditions and stipulations on the washing. Uboy be'sifim. There are two sifim. Sif Aleph. Neitel adam yadav shachris u'masna aleim l'kol hayom kula. A person could wash his hands in the morning and make a condition that they're going to be clean for eating bread all day long. Even if there's no actual urgency to have to do this thing, so we're not going to find water later, so he's going to wash now for later. It's okay. If he's got to have in mind the entire day to make sure he doesn't touch anywhere that would make his hands unclean for eating. If he puts them in gloves, that's the best kind of shmir. You could wear gloves all day, and now he knows his hands are never going to come in contact with anything that would require him to wash again. Nevertheless, if he ends up having water presented to him in a place where he is, where he's going, whatever, and he doesn't have to actually put any effort to get that water because it's like right there, it's better that he should wash again, even though he had in mind all day, he should wash again, but don't make a bracha. This doesn't only help, it's not only for the morning that you can wash in the morning and have it in mind all day, every day, all day, anytime, whenever you do wash, when you're not washing for the eating right now, like let's say you're washing because you have to dip something that into a liquid that would require washing, or you're leaving the bathroom where you have to wash. You could also have in mind that washing would help you for eating bread that you're going to eat later. Because since washing needs kavanah, as we spoke about earlier, and even though when you're dipping food in liquid or you're leaving the bathroom, you don't make the al netilas yadayim bracha. There's a different bracha. When you eat, also gamkin lo yavarech al netilas yadayim. And now when you're going to eat, also you're not making al netilas yadayim. Al zeh shenoto kavar, on the washing that you already did, you're not making a new bracha because you washed already. None of that matters. You are the person who is exempt from washing now, because his hands have been guarded from becoming unclean. However, if the reason he's washing right now is just because he's going to eat bread, he's going to eat later, then you can't wash with a tanai, with the condition, because the chachamim, when they made this takana, it's to wash and immediately eat. Which would not be the case if he's washing not for eating bread, and then rather he's making condition that he will be able to eat later for this. He now does not have to eat anything because he doesn't have in mind to eat. He was not planning to eat. And then later, and then he comes later, he's going to eat. He's already exempt from washing because he washed already. And the takon of the chamim doesn't even apply to him at all. Their takana was only for someone who's washing to eat right away. This guy who washed originally, he wasn't washing for eating. He was washing for some other reason. If he washes in order to eat, that first washing can help for washing later on, as long as he has in mind to keep his hands clean. And he actually keeps them clean. And then he doesn't even need a tanai. He doesn't have to say explicitly, I'm washing now so that I can use this same washing later without washing again. He doesn't have to even say that. The tanai is only so that he should focus on the fact that he's doing this. This guy who he washed already to eat, he already had in mind when he watched for the current eating. But nowadays, the minig is to not make these kinds of conditions on washing at one point in the day for it to apply later in the day and not wash again. Because people say, Meforshim say, Paiskim say, this is, the Rishonim say, that this kind of condition does not work unless it's an urgent situation. Because we're concerned that he might come to eat something that's forbidden if people see him eating without washing, that people are going to start, he's going to eat something that inappropriate. Someone's going to feed him something that's not kosher because they're going to think they'll think he's a guy. So if he's out traveling and he's not washing, people are going to see, oh, he's not a Jew, he's not washing. So we'll give him treif. Nevertheless, if a person's in a wagon with a guy or traveling with a guy, and it doesn't mean a wagon necessarily, it could be a car or a plane or a train, the ein mamtinin alav, and they're not going to wait for the Jew if he has to stop and watch. Now, it's not going to be Nagea in an airplane. They're not stopping anyway. But let's say you're in a group of people traveling together, whatever reason, you need to watch. They need to keep going, and you need to watch, and they're not going to wait for you. That's already considered an urgent situation, and therefore you could rely on the washing that you did earlier. Have a great day.